Hi, good afternoon, and happy Thanksgiving. You're listening in on the Take It Back show with Tommy and Tina here at Attorney King Studios in Coronado, California on IQ Podcasts. Today we have Craig Shoemaker, the Craig Shoemaker here with us. So
one and only.
Big introduction.
That's right. If I could be the Craig Shoemaker, I can blend in with you because then I'll have a T at the front of my name. I felt bad for a second. So if it's the Craig Shoemaker, I'm right there with Tommy and Tina and the Craig Shoemaker.
I think we're going to add you to our title. So yeah, thank you so much for being here with us today. You have had such an impact on my life personally, and I wanted to say thank you. You make me laugh all the time.
Yeah, well, laughter does have an impact on people. We can talk about that today. That's for sure. I just wanted to acknowledge that you got my name right, because I know there was a little bit of a bet going on between the two of you. Someone thought it was Shoemaker, and all I have to do is say to that someone is, it's Shoemaker. You make shoes, you don't mock shoes, okay? All right? Unless they're Crocs, those you can mock.
All right.
You know what the holes are for? So your self-esteem can slip out. I should send you a photo. Mine melted outside. I left them outside. I'm a gardener. I left them out. They completely melted. I think it was God doing an intervention on me.
I think so. Yeah. Those are definitely not the right fashion statement to make.
Well, you know what we used to call them as chick magnets.
You wish. What kind of chicks were you picking up?
Yeah, I can't imagine what that came with, what that was drawn in.
Oh, thank you for
my wife is already repulsed by me during this whole. It's all I need to do is add Crocs to the repulsion. Well, during this pandemic, we're locked away together. It's like, oh boy, here's him again. Is anybody else not getting laid during this pandemic?
What's that?
Can you define getting laid?
Well, if I have to define it for you, I'm going to assume you're in the club.
Oh, no love master today, right?
Oh God, no! She's not into the love master at all. Yeah, I have to have help. We have to watch sexy movies. You know, like we watched Magic Mike, and then I did end up having relations that night, and because I guess she was pretending I was Matthew McConaughey. I don't know. Whatever works. I don't care. Whatever works. So next night she's in the bedroom. I do impressions. I walked in. All right. I masturbated that night just so it was,
Well, the clear thing is that she turned off the lights and closed her eyes.
I think she did on the Magic Mike moment.
Yeah,
I should have gone in completely in the dark when I went with my Matthew impression with a bongo and ready to roll, but she was not. But it's this pandemic. I don't know who has it better, the single people or the married people. It's just not good for anyone right now. But we do need laughter. You know what upsets me is we're the first people to shut down. You can't do live shows now.
Right.
Laughter is the best medicine. We're the essential workers. We should be out there on the front lines offering people laughter, which relieves the stress that brings us in, and it builds your immune system when you laugh. They need us now more than ever. But here I am talking to you two with no audience.
Well, see, we're both performers.
Yeah.
And we haven't done anything. Our last show we did was in February, and then everything shut down. So it's
wow.
Right. He's an author. I'm a singer, songwriter. It's scary because life just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Everything just stopped. And it's not just us. It's everyone in the industry.
Well, it hasn't stopped me. I consider this a reboot. I call it's a spiritual rebooty call that we're going through. So we have to.
I totally agree with you on that.
We have to.
There's a lot of reflection. And,
yeah, we got to focus on what gives us purpose and meaning. And I know that now I'm doubling down my efforts. We have the Laughter Heals Foundation, and I'm doubling it down and started my own group class called Enlightened Up, guiding you through this pile of shift that we're in.
Right.
This is what I'm into, and it's really, I'm finding it's landing on people in a way that it never did before. Of course, everybody acknowledges how much I've made them laugh through the years, but this is different. This is offering tools and a group and a movement that's being formed. And this is what we need right now. And I know this, I'm 100% sure that this is the direction we should take.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making people laugh. It's a good thing. He likes to think he's funny. And sometimes he might be, but
one of the things I teach in my course, though, is we're all funny. So I try to teach people how to find their own funny, their own sense of self, their own sense of humor. And that's one of the things we do in the class. And I'm not going to say I'm going to be opening for anyone, on the road, but everyone's got a funny bone, and we all look at the people that we end up having great relationships with, whether it's,
absolutely.
It's all people that we laugh with, not even that they don't make you laugh, that you're laughing with them. And there's that exchange that takes place. It's an energetic shift that is such a better way to live than living in this fear that they're promoting on television 24/7, which is going to break down your immune system. It's going to keep you in that a very dark energetic space. And what else is going to happen from that? You're just going to have more darkness. So we need to, I always say, enlighten the F up. That's what we need to do right
totally makes sense. Honestly, and I will share, I had a tragedy last year. I lost my son back in October, and Tommy and his beautiful wife, Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Say hi to Lydia.
Hi. She's jealous right now.
Yeah, she's very jealous. But
does she want to see the Love Master?
She does.
Oh, she introduced me to you 10 years ago, and she's been your friend on Facebook for I don't know how long.
Oh, Lydia, baby, yeah. You better have me on a wide angle, baby. Yeah. I'm social distance, don't you worry. I'm 6 feet. That's just the tip, baby. Yeah,
yeah, that one's for you, Lydia.
That's for you, Lydia. That was personalized. Stamp from the Love Master. But Tina, I thank you for acknowledging that you went out and you had relieving laughter. I will tell you that being a part of Laughter Heals, which my best friend got brain cancer and they gave him 3 months to live. That was my inspiration. Wow. And I worked in a cancer facility, hospitals, aftercare facilities, and work with wounded warriors, post-traumatic stress syndrome people. And I will tell you this, that I have found that you literally cannot be depressed while you're laughing. Try it with me right now. I do these things called guided laughations. Watch. Just start laughing. Ready? Now say, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
You can't be depressed or in any anxiety or stress when you are laughing. They cannot exist in the same space. Absolutely. You're doing so many wonderful things for yourself if you do have that laughter, and just look what it did for you that night. Even if it's a temporary relief, it gives you hope, it gives you joy, it gives you happiness. And whoever we lose, which we all lose loved ones, that's what they want for us. Yeah. They want that light in us. They want that enlightenment. They want that happiness and joy. So that this is a way to keep spreading that energy and immerse yourself in that, because we all have the sadness and we have to acknowledge that. But we also have this happiness and this joy and this potentiality that exists in us that we don't tap into as much. Did you know that children, when we're children, we laugh 150 times a day on average, and adults laugh 20. So I'm trying to increase that, like we have a laugh bit instead of a Fitbit. You see how many times you laugh a day, and you watch how your conditions change. Your conditions change how you perceive things. And your sadness and your joy, there's so much. We level it out rather than wallowing in our misery. We can really wallow in our potentiality.
Right.
I would love to shrink you up and put you in my pocket and carry you around all day.
Well, you can. I'm doing this is the work that I'm doing. Is I have a radio show coming out every Saturday at 3:00 live. kvta.com, and it's going to be heard all over the world. It's the Enlightened Up work, and we are truly going to be in people's pockets for an hour a day, and to refresh and reboot and rejoice, rejuvenate. Actually, I was told don't say rejuvenate. Women think that means vaginal rejuvenation. That's not what I mean. But I am changing that word. So rejoice. We'll go with rejoice. One of those words. That's what we're doing. We're repurposing So you can carry me around, and then I have the Enlightened Up course, which we get really direct, and I do one-on-ones, which have been amazing, using my intuitive sense and all these things that I've honed and crafted through the years of comedy and studying. I'm into transformational leaders, and so I want to really build a bridge from the woo-woo to the ha-ha. We're gonna, it's a spiritual path we're on. We got to get on it. We got to stay on it, but it doesn't have to be serious when we have to. You don't have to namaste your ass off. You can laugh your ass off too. You still have that enlightenment.
That's very cool. So this Enlightened Up course, you're doing this on Facebook or online? How's that?
It's a course. I think you could get it at craigshoemaker.com. We just literally an hour ago decided to do our third version. We did 2 sold out right away. Amazing. We're forming a laughter movement. We have a laughter movement, this group of people, these enlightened ones. And we're spreading that joy one by one as we all have our individual transformations. That's what we bring out to the world. So we have the next one's coming up. We just decided the first Sunday in December. So signups, I guess, will happen within maybe today or tomorrow. December 6th. Thank you. I always have women around to correct me. It's very important. It's very important.
Corey, or is that your wife?
That is Corey. Yeah.
Hey, Corey.
Hi, Corey.
They say hi, Corey.
We really want to talk to
You guys
her.
can have your own conversation. I have a joke in my act. I say, if I spoke in the forests and my ex-wife wasn't there to hear me, would I still be wrong?
Oh, my ex would say yeah.
I'm an ex-wife, and I would probably agree. There's a reason X is there for, it's there for a reason. So we've all had
this is the work we all need to do. But so many people go to therapy and stuff, and I see clients and one-on-one, and I really get to. I'll give you one example of I do these readings. Actually, there's energy readings. I'm clairsentient empath, and I was reading this thing about that she became an adult too soon. Many of us do. We get programmed. We come out just so happy in life and energetic, and then people just put us in line and they program us and they condition us. Here's how you get rewarded for a good grade, for getting in line, for listening, for shut up, sit down. This is what starts to happen to us. So we become these adults so fast. And I had a thing with her. It was really interesting what was coming up for me. I said, did you have a nickname when you were like in 2nd grade? And did you have pigtails? And she said, yeah. So I started calling her Pigtails. And I also gave her the nickname of that she had back then. I won't say what it is because I don't want to say who she is, but let's say her name is Deborah. And I started calling her, hey, what's up, Debbie? Because that's what she was called. You put the E sound on the end of someone, and it immediately makes them into a child and not an adult who's responsible, and the parents and all that kind of stuff. And she giggles every single time I call her this name, this new name, the 2 names. Giggles. And I said, just acknowledge that giggle, just that feeling that comes across you, that you're being seen as this child that you are, this perfect person that you are. And so she has that in her pocket now too. You're talking about following around in a pocket. She has this thing, and now she's introducing herself even to our Enlightened Up group as that nickname. And I have everybody saying, "Look at your nickname. What's your nickname?" And it's something that's positive though, not like a nickname like Stinky, unless that's positive to you. But
in some cases it might be. But.
I was called Four Eyes when I was a kid because I wore glasses.
If that's not good memories, which usually it isn't, we wouldn't call you that one. I might call you Forey or something like that. Just
I'll go to your room.
Yeah, I was a brat when I was little. So
I call you Teeny. What's up, Teeny? See, you smiled. You smiled just to see.
Tommy. His name's Tom.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, Tommy's a young name. That's a perfect example. People make it into Tommy. But then they say, my name is Thomas.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you being Tommy, you're just smiling, just even saying that too. So whatever we can do to make us smile and bring us back to that childhood, that's a really important thing that I try to instill in people, reprogram the way we're programmed. That's what we need to get into.
It's interesting that you talked about your enlightening group because I think one of the points about us, tapping into you so much is we're both empaths also.
Oh, right on.
And we have our own little group,
We do.
and I didn't know that there was another one that was called the Enlightenment Group. I mean, we learn so much from people we interact with, and we all tend to gravitate to one another. Let's put it that way.
Well, I don't know.
It's true. But but sometimes we gravitate towards narcissists.
Yes.
And that's the toughest thing for an empath to separate from. That is,
It's very hard.
Yes.
because I have an empathic response to these narcissists in my life, and there are quite a few, and I'm tied into them literally. And to separate and keep with my own energy is very, very difficult. It's probably the most difficult climb for an empath, because we're feeling their feelings because they're very angry and they have a misplaced rage, and you want to fix it and take care of it and rescue it. That's one of my difficulties, rescuing.
I think that's one of our big problems
Yeah.
that we have is
Yeah.
I think we can fix it, and
Yep.
we can't.
Obviously not. We know this intellectually that we can't, but we do it anyway. I mean, I hear someone's problems. I went, oh my God, here's an answer for you. And they're not ready. They're not. Most of the time, a narcissist is not ready for the answer. Actually, with a narcissist, unfortunately, if they're borderline personality disorder, that's the worst. They will never be accountable, and they will never look at themselves or reasonable. You are either their best friend, love of their lives because you're doing what they want, or then you become their dead enemy. And that's how it works. But it's great that you have that group, because that's what we need to do. We need to acknowledge and be aware and be in our presence around other people that are in their presence and in their awareness. And that's a wonderful thing to do. That's why I'm forming this movement, to take out to the world.
Right. We want to be a part of that. So we're going to definitely, you said you're going to
Yes.
start registration today?
Well, yeah, I think by today or tomorrow, we're going to have registration for the next round. And geez, we'd love to have your energy there. We need some more empaths in there. And by the way, there's a couple strugglers, but they showed up for the second semester too. They're just not quite ready to make this kind of it's a courageous leap, because you really are getting away from programming and into a whole other world led by a freaking comedian. So
Like drinking your Kool-Aid. Are you passing out Kool-Aid?
my dad is a cult leader, so I'm definitely not going to follow that path.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You're not.
My father, he left when I was born. Something I said, wah, he was gone. But anyway, he became, he did a number of things. He became an entrepreneur, which is a French word for scam artist.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're unemployed.
the thing that he ended up doing, well, in his case, it was, I'm an entrepreneur. We're all entrepreneurs, but I mean, it's a joke, but he did get involved in all these schemes and things. But the last thing he landed on was running mule rides in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania.
Oh my
And he
God.
had this women that he kept accumulating women to kind of run the ranch and run everything. And he had a mother-daughter, became this whole, I think he was up to 14 at his highest and it was called his harem. And he called himself the king of the Poconos. He used to say to me, if you get over that comedy crap, you can be part of my empire. I said, I'm going to be Prince of the Poconos. And I said, there's something to aspire to. I'm a Prince of the Poconos, folks. And he, it was the reason I know that this was known in the Poconos, which is like the blue collar honeymoon capital of the Northeast.
Right.
Heart-shaped pools in the room, 10-foot high champagne glass jacuzzis in the room, the land of love, perfect for the love master. I was performing there years ago, and the guy was giving me a tour, the guy from Caesars in the Poconos. And it's like this honeymoon resort, and he's showing me around. He goes, over here, you got your racquetball. He's got this like Shoemaker, Pennsylvania coal mining accent. Over here, you got your racquetball, and over here, you got your quoits. Do you know what quoits are, Craig? And then he looks up and he goes, oh my gosh, there's AJ Shoemaker and his harem. What's that nut doing here? And I just say these words. I go, that's my dad.
Oh, jeez.
And I hadn't seen him in years. He comes up with a few of the harem. And he goes and he takes my complimentary cheese tray. He like takes it from me. He goes, I'll bring this back to the girls with the ranch. Judy loves Gouda.
Oh my God. You can't make that up, can you?
He just takes my tray and shows up at the show that night. As I'm signing autographs afterwards, the autograph line, he has a clipboard signing people up for mule rides the next day. He's telling people, hey, come over here, see who the real love master is. That's right. Come on a mule ride. The next day, 7 a.m, he's knocking on my cabin door, my hotel door. Come on, get out here. We got people sign up. They want to ride with father and son. I mean, we never had father and son our whole lives. But there I was on one mule ride after another mule ride, going through the mountains, telling stories and making people laugh, and with his harem. And
do you have any pictures? I'd love to see a picture of that.
actually, yeah, quite a few pictures I've taken. And I listen. I was helped him with the mule ranch for a while, and me and my buddies would go up, and I really got to see how a cult leader operates too. And and I want nothing to do with it. I'm too codependent to be a cult leader. I care about people's feelings too much. I could never do that. He's like picking who wins the award that day, who sleeps with him that day. Like they get the honor of being with him. I go, how in the world? I couldn't possibly do that. It is interesting and fascinating. I saw him a few weeks ago in Philadelphia. We went back. The family went back for a visit, and he's getting a little frail now, and he's down to 1. They all left him. So it goes to show you where that goes. But, and he's not happy. So we want sustained happiness in our lives, and that does not happen from controlling others. It happens from looking for enlightenment in ourselves that we can pass on to others. And that connection, it's so divine. It's a wonderful way to live.
No, it comes from within us.
That's right.
One thing I've learned in this pandemic, and I think other people have with the shutdown, is I've been able to embrace my own thoughts and empathic views and powers more than I ever have in the past, because I have had nothing else to distract me.
Yeah.
There have been no going to sets, no writing meetings, no anything. And in a way, it's kind of been a blessing.
This is the time, right? I believe that we're supposed to get this message. This is the message we're supposed to be getting. We're supposed to be getting healthier by being outdoors. We're supposed to connect with family. We're supposed to connect in love. We should be regrouping right now and not spreading ourselves too thin.
Right.
Being with one another, even if it's here. But there's obviously we all get out and hike and things like that, and there's less traffic on the road, which is good for the planet. There's a lot of good that's going to come out of this if we look at it that way. If we look at the news, they're going to tell us death counts and scare us, and then we have phase purple, whatever the hell phase we're in now. It's like they did this when we were with the terrorists. Remember the orange alert? It's the same crap that's going on right now. And then if you watch the news, they get you upset. Then you go to the commercial, and it's all commercials for what will help you with the sickness they just gave you.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's the cycle. That's the cycle we're on.
Right.
It's like, so now we're going to tell you all these bad things and get you scared and get your whole body compromised. And then we're going to go to a commercial that will talk about now that you have erectile dysfunction, we have the cure for it. So we've got a boner pill for you. If you have this dysfunction or any of these other problems with 9,000 side effects that give you more problems, it's a horrible cycle to be in. And laughter only has great side effects.
Yes,
This is true. Except
Look
for
at your heart, your circulatory system, your skin, everything benefits. You lose weight when you laugh. I mean, we all need to do a lot more laughing and less eating. What's that?
The blood pressure stays down. Your stress level is gone. I shouldn't probably out my wife, but with this, she's been watching all these court shows, and I say, this is giving me PTSD watching this stuff because from my old career. And I said, let's watch comedy. Let's find something funny to watch. I can't watch the news. I can't watch this.
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah.
And
We have an
shows.
with that.
We actually found some comedy shows and we laughed. We spent the evening
good.
laughing, and it was like, oh my God, this is like such a relief.
Watch my special on Amazon Prime. It's
Okay.
called Datitude. It's an hour and a half of laughter.
Okay.
And I punchline. I like to beat people with my long show.
I'll
And
do
I
that.
think
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah, it's the other thing we do in the Enlightened Up group, we have a private group on ever growing though on Facebook. We have a private group and we share our favorite comedies. Just like I used to share, I used to deal drugs. I'm dealing these laughter moments. I say here, and we're exchanging, and I got turned on to Schitt's Creek, which is so funny. It's the funniest show. I mean, I avoided it all this time. I don't know why, but I don't think that's going to be. Oh my God, I laughed my ass off, and so I spread that around. So that's like they have like 6 seasons or something, so you can just binge your laughter by watching that. All in the Family. I started watching that again on Crackle. Oh, that was the most brilliant show in the history of television. Period. And it still holds up. You could never do it today. You could never do it with this oversensitive cancel culture we live in, which is also driving me nuts. We're canceling the comedians, the very people that are going to help you. Yeah. Everybody's so sensitive now, and they're so selfish with their sensitivities. It's like I had somebody write me. I said something about pixie sticks or diabetes in a straw, and everybody's going to make it about them. My daughter has diabetes.
Exactly. We've had that happen to us.
Oh, several times
through this. The same thing. And it's like, wow, you got to get a life.
Get a life. What are your priorities? Do you want to take down a comedian because you didn't get one joke out of? Literally, I'd probably tell 900 jokes during my set. So that's the one you're going to focus on. You couldn't say, hey, I laughed at everything. That one, maybe I got nudged by it or whatever. It's like, really? And then I said one thing about, people don't understand about politics, right? So you're not like, the reason they tell you don't talk about politics and religion, I'm going to tell you the reason why they do that. And we've accepted that belief, right? That's another program. That's a programming. The reason is the religions and the politicians at the top and corporations and all that, they don't want us to expose them because comedians speak the truth. We're going to pull curtains. That's what we do. We see hypocrisies. We see inconsistencies, and we bring it out. So we bring it out for your laughter pleasure, but because people are so programmed with, don't talk about my candidate like that. So what's weird about Trump, if you say anything about Trump, people just go nuts. They go absolutely crazy. I said, he had his own Comedy Central special when he needed some money. A roast of him that was beyond belief insulting. And I said one thing actually it wasn't even about Trump, it was about Pence. I said, I'm looking forward to the debate and, with Kamala Harris at the time. So all I said was one simple little thing. And this guy writes to me, goes, I've been your fan for years. I've taken people to see you. I will never spend another dime on you because now you are Sean Penn and Barbara Streisand. And this is what he says to me. I will never see you again. I said, so you're going to stop your own happiness over one joke you didn't understand. It was completely inoffensive because you deify leaders. Yeah. Right. And that's something comedians will never do. We'll never deify anybody. So I always go, what about the other side? If the other side of what is doing something that I find hypocritical or funny, I'm going to say it. We're equal opportunity offenders.
Absolutely.
But people don't get it. They get their own little bubble. They're in a bubble, and it's what they seek is the source material they seek that justifies their anger. Then they come back at you and they give you their defined enemies. And now we're off and running. We're divided. We're not united, and laughter unites us. When I'm at a comedy show and I don't mention politics, it's one big energy in that room. It's taken over, and all it is about being in the presence of laughter. That's all anybody, and it's contagious. So the whole room is laughing. No one knows this one's of that religion, this one's of that culture, this one over here is voted for someone. It doesn't matter. There's no sides. It's a circle. So this is what I'm teaching now, is encouraging people to have the courage to get out of that line. My new book is called Get Out of Line and Into Alignment. Get in alignment with yourself. Get in alignment with your true essence and your true light. And there you will find your joy. And if we're supposed to pursue happiness in this country, that's the way to do it. It's not going to happen from a vote or watching something on the news. It's not going to happen. Guarantee it.
Right.
No. And it's infiltrated. I had belonged to a couple of the groups in LA, one of the comedy scenes and a couple others. And I had to leave them because all of a sudden it was becoming so polarized. It was not fun to be part of those groups anymore.
Toxic.
It's very toxic, and it spreads, like you said, in the bubble like wildfire.
Yep.
And when it's not fun anymore, I mean, who's it fun for?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually even forming groups of comedians if I feel resonance with them, that they're not in that dark hole as well, because comedians are the most sarcastic and cynical people and non-spiritual. So that's why I said, and spiritual people are too serious. They think you need to sit on a rock in Sedona, and you don't. You can be in your laughter moment and be in complete presence with a higher source or whatever you want to call it. You're in complete joy that way. And that's what I'm trying to get people reprogrammed to think along these lines, with our true, authentic self running the show, and not some group you're trying to be a part of because you feel insecure. You think they're going to, believe me, being around a bunch of comics, you're never going to feel any more secure. You're not going to feel love and acceptance, which is what we all want out of life. And the same with the people that support the politics, and the screaming. I'm looking at them going, they're angry and they're just taking it out on people. And I always say, they're trying to say this and this. I said, I don't want what you have. I'm sorry. That's not attractive to me. If you told me that these are the reasons you were happy and I saw it in you, I would ask you how you got there. But they're trying to tell me what's going to lead to my happiness. This policy, that policy, whatever. It's not going to lead to happiness. I can see it in you. There's nothing that's going to work for you. And that's what I don't want anything to do with that energy. So these are small groups we're going to have to form. This is a small movement because a lot of the country has bought into this system that we're in of misery and discomfort and dis-ease. That's what we bought into. Oof. I'm out.
Yeah. Besides binge watching Schitt's Creek, because I've been binge watching HGTV. I probably could.
I can dig it.
I could recite several of the episodes verbatim. Honestly, it's kind of funny. And then I told my husband I'm going to find a new career in construction because I know how to rehab homes.
Wow.
Why don't you start with ours? No, I want to get paid to do it. But enlightened up.
It gives you joy, though. It gives you joy because you're doing something that has good purpose. It's clean. It's a forward movement. It's something that gives you something that resonates within you, and it harmonizes you to put things in order and to build and to construct and create. Creativity is another thing. It's just so dismissed, and comedians are dismissed so quickly. When you're saying to us right now, it's like, I love this. Great. We do what we love. I actually, in the course that I teach, I don't want to spoil it, but one of the things I teach is the acronym for laughter. If we look at this, L is for love, A is for acceptance, U is for understanding, G is for gratitude, H is for humility, which is huge in laughter. And then we get to the transformation, enlightenment, and rejoicing. Used to be rejuvenate until the women told me it's vaginal. But anyway, so I had to switch that one.
How about reinventing?
And I had to get to the H in humility to admit that. And humility brings out truth in people. And truth is all comedy and laughter is a truth. It's an acknowledgement of it. It's spiritual and it's connected. And that's when you have those connections going. That's a great way. That's a great way to go. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's very good. But so how can people get a hold of you, and find out where you're playing next? Because I know you did a couple of outdoor shows.
I've done a few. I've got some going on. But you can go to, I know that Tommy will never find it. It's craigshoemaker.com. He's going to put an umlaut on there. Like I'm off the boat from Bavaria, mocking away over here. C-A, mocker. You take your Craig, not Greg, craigshoemaker.com. I answer all my emails, and somebody emails me through there, wants to be a part of our movement, wants to see what Enlightened Up is like, find out the address for my radio show, which you guys hopefully will call in and share your experiences. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to help people get enlightened up through this pile of shift that we're in. And that's what my purpose is. And of course, I'll still do comedy when there's stages. When there are stages, I will be there doing the stand-up performance. But this is actually, to me, more important, is to have people acknowledge what laughter is doing for them, raise the awareness of this power of laughter, what it does, and then supply the laughs. It's always going to happen for me. I've been a comedian for, well, since, you know, a lot of the teachers weren't fond of my comedy in grade school. But I won, actually, listen to this. This would never happen today. Mrs. Stout in 4th grade, I did these comedy routines where I would tell the truth about what was going on in my house. And I remember going, I guess, oh my God, his poor mother, because I was exposing things that my mom's violence and stuff like that. And I remember going, the class is laughing. And that was the first time I realized, whoa, if you tell truth, man, you can like shift people into this whole other thing. But I went too far with Mrs. Stout. She literally did this. She locked me in a closet, the storage closet, for an entire day with my hands hogtied behind my back with blue yarn. I'll never forget it. And she said, don't get off this box all day. And of course I did. I would be there looking through the little vent, and I'd see her legs in her mini skirt, her little chubby legs coming out, and I'd jump right back on the box. And so that's how my comedy career started.
Thank you, Mrs. Stout.
Mrs. Stout, yeah, that was Mrs. Scarano. You know, the different teachers, some liked it. And actually, one 7th grade, I was a nightmare in her class. About 5 years ago, I'm eating a meal in Philadelphia, and this woman comes up. She goes, "Are you Craig Shoemaker?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And I thought it was going to be somebody saw my special. She goes, "Oh God, you're doing such great work." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And she said, I saw your special. Then, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, "I'm Mrs. Seidel." And I went, "Ah!" I immediately said, "No, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I know." And I said, "And you know, when you had your grade book stolen, it was me, and it's in the leaves outside of B1 room." So I was getting bad grades. I took the roll book. That's the grade book. But anyway, she said to me, and we're still friends now, for 5 years now. She came to the set of a show I was doing in Philadelphia, this TV show. And she said, "No, I always knew you just had something special in you. And, you know, you were just a hurting child." And she says, "I felt for you. And I still, you know, I feel you." So maybe she was an empath too.
Could be.
So she didn't look at me negatively with all the stuff that I did. And she saw this innocent child just wanting to bond with people and bonding through laughter. And so it's really cool. Then we're friends today. Isn't that crazy?
That's very awesome.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, actually, I'm friends with my friends from like grade school and junior high and stuff. And I produced the last show that I produced. We did 4 episodes of a new show. It's coming out on Amazon also. It's called Wolfpack. It's about entrepreneurs that help people, and they're into philanthropy and stuff like that. So she came to the set, and I had from our 7th grade class, my co-producer, executive producer, is from 3rd grade, but he was in her class. Wow. And my accountant from kindergarten, he was in that class, Frank. And Mary Fran, my first love and crush that I got crushed in 5th grade by her. She's still around. I had Mary Fran, Frank, and Kent all come and see Mrs. Seidel that they hadn't seen since 7th grade.
Wow.
So we all got together, and this is typical me. I have a freak memory. I started leading them in the alma mater, and you can see us, we're on the camera, and they're all looking at me going, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Alma mater, we sing to you of our school days in junior high. And we are all true, and our spirit will never die. Here's to Hillcrest, Our promise we give, gladly to learn, wisely to live. Here's to Hillcrest, our junior high, crusaders of blue and white. They didn't know one word. They didn't know one word. They stared at me the entire song.
Probably that deer in the headlight look.
They're probably
Oh, yeah.
still talking about you.
Well, people wonder how I have this memory. That the memories are all connected to childhood. My memories are very connected to childhood, and this child that had to go through a lot of pain. You know, I was kidnapped by a serial pedophile when I was a kid. I was abandoned by both parents and beaten up. I was very tiny, and I was beaten up a lot and bullied, and I kept hanging in there. And then, you know, I kept going. And resilience is one of my things, but those memories stick with me, and they stick with me not in a resentful way of the people that did this. It's in a compassionate way. That's what I shifted into. When it used to be, I can't wait to get even with them. I'll show them, those 13 girls that shot me down for the prom. I'll show them. So, and every time I try to show, nothing good results. But if I can just share, that's a much better way to go.
Yes, it is.
And how inspiring that is. I love that you just opened up to us, because I would have never known. I mean, I haven't followed you a whole long time, but I look forward to seeing your posts online. I look forward to, when I am online, you know, just hearing your voice and laughing. And you have a nice singing voice too. So
Believe me, my mother would much rather you do that than talk about her belly dancing in my high school graduation party. She'd be much happier if I sang other people's songs. And my grandmother, in Philadelphia, you have a beautiful voice. They always say that to me. So, well, thank you for that. And I had more pain with that too, as I thought I could sing, and they told me I could, and I got the lead in a play in college. I avoided doing theater. I love musical theater, but I thought I'd get my ass kicked if I went out for theater. You know, that was for the fruits and the fairies. That's what, you know, they kill you in Philadelphia if you went out for theater.
Right, absolutely.
I went away to college. I said, okay, I can start over here. And they gave me the lead. First play I ever did, gave me the lead. And there's this song from West Side Story called Something's Coming. It's the hardest song for a male to sing. It's difficult. So I get drunk. This is my drinking days. I don't do that anymore. And I got drunk, so nervous. And he was supposed to give me a cue line. Ed Ball, he was supposed to say, well, I'm sure something's coming, which leads into Bev on piano. And he's freaking out. And I'm looking at him for comfort. He's got nothing. He turns to me and goes, oh, I'm sure something's bound to come up. Bound to come up. Well, that's not the line. And I hear I'm going, oh no, I don't know where to come in. And this wave came over me, this warmth. I'm wearing these beige pants, and I literally pissed my pants, full on my pants, where it just kept growing and growing, and the laughter starts, and I can't commit to the could be, who knows. You any day, I'll know right as soon as it shows. Oh my God, a full-on pee the pants. And then when I would get to a part where I knew the words, I wanted everybody to see that I could sing. I go, as soon as it shows, it'll come cannonballing down through the sky, gleam its eye, bright as a rose. Who knows? With a click of the shock, is that the word? I don't know. I'm pissing for it. And full on, and I never sang again. I could never sing after that. So thank you for the compliment that I could sing.
oh wow, thank you for
Around the corner or whistling. Now I know all the words.
Oh,
And I'm not peeing myself. I'm more
at least
down the river, come on, deliver to me. Oh my God, my neighbors are gonna freak. Anyway, poor Corey.
before we
Corey has the worst life.
oh,
Coming to work with me,
Corey.
whacked out mind of mine. Poor Corey. She likes to be consistent. She's a mom and a wife. Just wants a normal life, and she walks in here to wackadoo. Who's like, she's trying to do work right now, and I'm singing Something's Coming from West Side Story. Poor Corey.
Oh my Lord.
That's funny.
So, all right. I
I
think
could think of worse. I could think of worse work conditions, though. Right?
that's
I could think of
true.
worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't see people singing in a coal mine, all right, Corey?
I don't
Pick
know.
up that
You
coal.
might be singing in a coal mine.
What's that?
Oh,
I'm working in a coal mine. Yeah.
Oh God. I'm I'm at a loss for words. And that is not common because I can talk your ear off at any time. But
yes.
Yeah. Do I have you choked up, baby?
oh yeah. Too bad you're so far away.
You need a rest? I got a fold out couch and 2 pillows waiting right here for you.
All right.
Terrible,
There you
terrible.
go, Leah. I got something too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Well,
we want
I hope this interview did not go the way you wanted it to.
to it went even better.
yes.
Honestly,
Totally awesome.
you are refreshing. You are, don't use that word in your stuff, but I think you tell
What
everybody.
is that? Oh, yeah, that could be douchey. Refresh. Rejuvenate. I'll take both of those out.
Reinvent.
Reinvent. Okay.
I can reinvent sex right here, but
No, I'm sorry. Erase. It's terrible.
All good. It's all good.
Well, I'll tell you something. One day we went to we stopped at this doctor's office after
Oh, after a show.
a show we did here, and she's one of the hosts on another show here. And I went in, and I got a flyer that she had there on vaginal reconstruction. I took it home for my wife. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure hanging with you all, and have yourself a wonderful day. I look forward to you calling my show.
It's Craig.
Corey, is it KVTA? I got to get this right. KVTA.com, where you can find it through Craig Shoemaker. Maybe I should snag Schumacher too for the other idiots.
That would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, we should look into that. CraigSchumacher.com. That's a smart idea. All right. Well, thank you for inspiring my smart idea by saying a dumb thing. Anyways.
I'm glad it could be helpful.
We love you, Craig. And
All right. Love you too.
Corey. You guys
You guys rock.
have a great day. And we'll
Thank
talk
you,
to you soon.
too. How do I get out of here?
Good luck.
I'm a tech idiot.